Phil, Gaimon, Cookie Man, Everesting fail. I said he got it. Apparently he did. Did he get it or not? I don't think he did get it. I was hoping he's going to get it. And as much as we have a bit of banter going on, we'll get into the tech side. It's a very interesting, informative video. Just wanted to give you the house cleaning thing. I've got no hate towards Cookie. There's a bit of banter. I know he sledges the heck out of me in private there. Pretends I don't exist. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it's one thing with social media. He's got about 70, 80k subs on YouTube. Doing well. He's using my template. He told me that back in January 2019, I inspired him to get on the YouTube thing, as I do for a lot of channels. You know, Vegan Cyclist, Cycling Maven, Lantern Rouge, Dylan Johnson, etc. People think, if Harley can do it, I can do it. And they're right. Anyone can crank out the YouTube. All right? None of us are special. We're just consistent. And so it was good that, he acknowledged that. We wouldn't do that in public though. But so I think that's where Phil could really improve, is his mental game. All right? Maybe that's why he never got a new contract, even though I would say, Phil Cookie would be probably the #1 climber of all time. One of, all right, on a good day, from what I've seen up Norton Summit and other various other climbs. Like he's super skinny, so he's got that aspect, genetically there. He's also worked on that as well. And he's got the mindset, like he wants to push himself, and he wants to win. So that's huge. He's got those two attributes. But mentally though, he doesn't handle pressure very well, or criticism or whatever. He loves to give the criticism. He loves to give it to Cancellara and anyone who wasn't his teammate or whatever. But when someone goes, hang on, Cookie, how are you pushing out the 7 watts per kilo lot those guys are pushing out, and you're claiming a soap bar total, So it's that sort of a level of, like, if you're going to give it, you should be able to take it. And that's, it's cool. Right? So that's that aside. I was hoping he's going to get the record. We've got a podcast coming up. I'm going to interview the current world record holder, who's also a Duranider. What was that? Was it an ant? Who's a current Duranider fan of the sugars, etc. Current record holder, smashed into sufficient. I shouldn't say massive amount of sugar. Sufficient amount of sugar. Sufficient. If you want to set the Everesting world record, you need at least 100 grams of sugar an hour, at least. And you need a lightweight bike as well. All right, so we're gonna have that podcast going on there. Cookie did really well. He was paying attention. He used the Duranider template. I can't believe it. He's spinning like a beast, which he always does. But on the Everesting, he used a mountain bike crank set and a mountain bike rear derailleur. It's almost like he stole my bike, shipped it to LA, and used it for the Everesting. But here's the thing, Cookie. Why did you do it on such a hot day? You would have got the record, man, if you did it on a cool day. Now, I know you had a bit of bad luck with the weather. You told everyone today's the day. You did whatever you needed to do to taper up and get your blood values that day. Respect. But you got unlucky with the weather. All right? So Cookie I reckon you should do it in 10 days' time. Between 10 and 14-day window. Your blood values are still going to be good. Give yourself a recovery from that day. And then, boom, you'll go up again. So I reckon Cookie, 10 to 14 days. Pick the right winds. It looks like you're doing the Malibu area, so you're going to want to need a westerly pushing you up the climb. And you're going to need cool day. Cooler is better. Cooler is better. All right, so he did a hot day. That's really unlucky. If it was as hot as it looked, you could see just his skin flush. It looked like a warm day. Too warm for an Everesting record. He was wearing that long sleeve jersey, like no jersey, man. No jersey, no socks. That's dead weight. You don't need a jersey. Just slather up in sunscreen. LA sun's not too harsh here in January. Unlike here in Adelaide, it'll just totally cook you. So ditch the jersey, ditch the socks. You got gloves on, that's smart. If you're unlucky, you have a crash, and you got a helmet on, which you need. But he also, correct me if I'm wrong, Cookie had a water bottle on his bike. Why are you carrying a water bottle? Why? You have support. You're doing like 6-minute, 7-minute laps of this climb. You want to have someone in that last minute of the climb hand you a bottle. Hand you a bottle. And then next lap you do sugar bottle, next lap you do water bottle. You're lapping about every 10 minutes or so, 8 minutes, so you don't need to carry anything. That's dead weight, that's dead time. Dead weight is more time, all right? And the name of the game, the Everesting record, is as fast as possible, saving time where we can, all right? And so you need the wind, you need, a clear shot downhill where you can just max speed, you don't have to worry about corners. You need to be as light as possible as your body, within reason, and your bike needs to be as light as possible. So Cookie did that. He did the Duran Rider thing. He had the one bike training up the front. He had the Chinese unpainted bike with the shallow carbon clinchers, maybe even tubulars. You know, so he did it real smartly. He had a perfect bike for it. Look at his cadence, just spinning. I watched a bit of the clip you guys sent me and girls sent me. So he had the perfect cadence, he had the perfect gear train. He had the Duran Rider, one by the 40 at the back, mountain bike up front, mountain bike up back. You know, party at the front, party at the back. Just cruising. They're doing it easy. And so with those marginal gains, you know, Cookie was going to win it, but he just had the unlucky weather. Okay, so we mentioned that. The weather has to be perfect when you're going, because the margins are really, really small right now. It's really, really tight at the top, all right? It's really, really hard to beat the current Everesting record. A year ago, not so hard. Now, really, really hard. So your bike needs to be the lightest. You have to have the perfect temperature, wind conditions, carry as little as possible, things like that. So I do believe Cookie will come back smarter, not stronger because he's strong enough, but just smarter and luckier with the weather. Right? So I want to see him break it. Because it just, you know, it keeps, even though we've had a bit of banter and, you know, he hasn't been that super nice to me or whatever, been pretty bad actually, but it's, you know, we're all cyclists, and the more people that do this Everesting stuff, it just gets more people hyped up, and at the end of the day, yeah, if we had differences, all of us want to see more bums on bikes, right? All of us want to see more people ride bikes. The world's just a better place. The more people ride bikes, it's a better place. So, in the video is Natty or not, doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. I have no issue with anyone using whatever it takes in their body, their blood, or someone else's greyhound blood, or not a next door's blood. I don't care, right? If you're going to run a clean tattoo and make a career of calling people out, then yeah, I'm going to call you a hypocrite. But honestly, I don't care. You know, is riding a bike for 7 hours up and down a hill healthy? Not at all. Not at all. There's nothing healthy about it, right? There's just not. The body doesn't want to do that, okay? So there's things that you're going to use that are going to help you with that, okay? And I mean, maybe if you're 20 or something, you could probably do it, you know. But if as you're getting over in your 30s or whatever, you know, you've had a decade of really pushing your body hard, it comes to the point where, you know, is this healthy now? And if it's not healthy, it isn't. What can I take to make sure my health doesn't go down too much for that day? Okay, it's just supporting the endocrine system. Now, a lot of noobs out there that understand what I'm talking about. You can read between the lines. You can watch my videos on the Ask Duran Rider channel if you want more information on that. But yeah, you got to look at the health aspect as well. But hey, it's fun. This is entertainment. This isn't health. This is entertainment. And with entertainment, certain things need to be done. But it was fantastic. The highlight for me was seeing Cookie riding that Chinese carbon unpainted bike with the shallow wheels and just flexing that downhill insanely fast, dangerously fast. But that's what you got to do to get the Everesting record. You know, it's not about health and safety, it's about doing what it takes. So I would think that if I was Cookie, I would probably do the same climb with the current record set on. It looked to be a lot safer, no cats, dogs, cars backing out, undercarb keto Malibu drivers. You know, Malibu Stacy and Malibu Ken just haven't had carbs for 7 weeks. Oh, I didn't see you there, Cookie. Oh, sorry. So I think that course, the current record set on, is A1. Right? The wind and the temperature is very important. Otherwise, you are going to lose a lot of time. And when it comes to, as I'm repeating myself, world record, every second matters. Every second matters. Right? Every bit of data, things help. So that's my take on it. I hope Cookie charges up again, 10 to 14 days, goes for it, raises the bar, and then boom, boom, boom. We keep it alive. We keep the Everesting record going on, because it's a pretty arbitrary thing, but it's also pretty cool and pretty random, and it's been great with not much racing going on at the moment to see the social media racing, the Strava racing, get the spotlight it deserves, get the recognition it deserves. And like I said 4 years ago, social media is the new thing. You know, it's the new cycling. Social media. The social media cycling personalities have the most influence now in consumer purchases and choices, and that's why a lot of brands are going, hang on, wow, you know, a lot Specialized, etc. Factor, Shimano, SRAM, they're understanding the power that social media has. This is the future, and it's already here. That's the video. I hope Cookie goes out and has another crack, has better luck. He knows what he needs to do. And how's that XTR cassette and Craig up front. It's like, oh, I had a bike stolen last week and it matched that description. Bad cookie. Okay, so, and that's the deal. Last little jump cut. Where do you think Cookie went wrong, and how could he have had better luck and better preparation? Right? That's what you always look at any sporting performance. Don't just go, wow. Just say, that was good. How could it be better? Right? When you have that critical mindset, you know, when you can look at things, okay, was your hematocrit 50? Okay, let's go to 51. Was it 51? Let's go to 52. Was your hemoglobin 180? Let's go 181. Like, how many grams of carbs did you have? Did your power drop off? Things like that, all right? When you understand those little marginal gains, you can, right? And that's what, you know, the top of the top people understand that. The average person's just like, cool, go for it, Rocky. You know, so always look at yourself, how could it have been done better? Right? Now, enjoy your success, people. Don't just be like, oh, that was shit, I could do better. That's, no. I did great, how can I do better? Right? Enjoy the result, but also look for ways to improve. That constant, never-ending improvement, that's where that personal growth going on. And you also learn, and then you can become a better teacher. That's why when people take my advice, like Cookie or current record holder, you know, people out there, they get their PRs because they're much better athletes than I am, you know, put in way more work than I do, but they just lift some of my ideas and templates where I'm like, well, that's where it could be improved. You know what I mean? It's just common sense. So it's great to see people out there paying attention to Adelaide boy here and getting it done. Rim brakes for the win. Why do you need paint? You know what I mean? Paint's good for looking, but for performance, what's the advantage of having a painted bike in an Everesting record? What's the advantage of having deep dish wheels which blow around? What's the advantage of disc? There's no advantages. So uphill, grams matter. Ditch the weight, ditch the discs, ditch the bottle cage. All right? Chop off the end of those bars.